How can creators leverage LinkedIn's evolving algorithm, like its emphasis on dwell time and niche relevance, to counteract a 50% plus organic reach drop? This is the first question.
Right. Now, this is a really interesting question and it covers a number of different things. So bear with me while I work my way through this because it's a little more complex than it might sound to begin with. So the first thing is that LinkedIn doesn't run on one simple algorithm anymore. In fact, it hasn't done for quite a while. And Kevin Turner was always saying that there are multiple algorithms, some of them competing with each other, which doesn't make it terribly easy to work out what's going on. So instead of one, there's a set of systems that try to match useful content to the right people. So that's a big change. So that means that dwell time isn't the magic lever that it once was on our posts. So there was a time when if you put up a carousel on LinkedIn, if it had quite a number of slides, it would really do well because of the dwell time. But that's not the case anymore. So what does consistently work now is niche relevance, clarity, and human interaction. So if your post helps a specific professional solve a specific problem and people respond to it, then it travels, by which I mean it gets distributed to a wider number of people. It gets into more feeds. Now, there are a number of tactics that we can take out of this to use to improve our visibility on LinkedIn, and that includes, of course, our organic reach. And that is to decide what you're going to talk about, what your specific lane is, which is LinkedIn's terminology. Choose 3 to 5 recurring themes that the people that you want to reach, your ideal audience, what they care about. And if you stay in those lanes and post about those topics more than about 70% of the time, then you'll find that it will help your visibility. But on top of that, you need to do a few other things. And the first of that is to make the first line of your post the takeaway or the claim, and then you have to go about proving it in your post. So it's that headline that is really going to make the difference. But even further than that, we have to use short paragraphs. This isn't new. Short paragraphs, clear headings, and precise terms that our audience actually uses. And if we can do that, then we are going to make a big difference. But we need to be very specific. It's no point in just being broad and very vague in our terminology and what we're saying. We need to be really specific to our audience so that the people that we want to attract to our posts know that we know our stuff. So I also want to mention at this point that organic reach is not something that I believe we should be thinking about anymore. I don't think we should be thinking about our visibility in that sense, because I think that's a vanity metric. So instead, we should be looking at how many times our posts have been saved, or how often they've been sent to other people, what kind of meaningful comments that the post might have attracted, how many profile views we've had per post, and how many new followers we might have gained on the back of the post. So you can see what I mean, that this is getting a bit complex. But I think too, the final point about this one is that we need to remember to show up in the comments. You know, there's a lot of posting and ghosting going on where people will put up a post and then they'll just go away and do something else and forget about it. But you need to be there so that you can respond to comments, because that tells the LinkedIn algorithms that your post is resonating, and it builds trust, and it will also help you be seen and more visible across LinkedIn. So a long answer to a short question, Shay.